So welcome back to the shop again, everybody. My name is Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. If this is your first time visiting the channel, and if you like the content, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We post content like this weekly. So we're back in the shop again, as you can see, and we've got some fun projects to do today and a little more testing. So I recently released a little bit of laser content, as in laser cutters, and I got a lot of positive feedback. Y'all seem to really enjoy that. So I'm occasionally gonna keep including some of that. Plus these lasers that I have now on two, are gonna get a lot of use for some house projects. Actually, we're gonna build one very small house project today, but first we've got a few things to test. So this is my Ortor LaserMaster 2 Pro 5-watt output laser over here. Y'all have seen it on the channel. I've had this thing for over a year and I've made a lot of cool projects with it. So the company Made the Best reached back out to me. They're the ones that sell these lasers, all kinds of laser accessories. They're an online store. By the way, all the links down in the description. They reached out and said, hey, there's a couple of add-ons for this. Do you want to try those out on your laser? I said, yes, absolutely. I've got a ton of projects coming up and these accessories look like they're gonna make a big difference on how this laser performs. All right, for starters, so whenever you put your laser up, say on a workpiece like this, and you put an item down that you want to engrave or cut, well, if you run off of it, you wind up burning your tabletop. Ask me how I know. I've got lots of burns down there. So the first thing they offered was there is now basically a kit. It comes with a thin piece of metal that I can put down here. So now the laser can no longer burn or cut your work surface. It'll reflect right back off of this. No harm, no foul. So that's part of a kit with this Honeycomb cutting panel right here. It's made by Dewallie. Now the one thing I like about it, I have been needing something like this. It's got measurements. It is in millimeters, which is very easy to convert over with, you know, an online converter. I use them all the time. But the important thing is it's got this honeycomb webbing in the middle. So what that means is now I can lay a piece up here, like say this piece of wood, for example, and if I want to cut all the way through it, the laser can now cut, do a complete pass through, which will get you a cleaner cut, less smoke, less smut, lots of different things, especially on the back side, and then your items stay there. So if you've ever seen the big tables that water jets use or plasma cutters, well, they have something kind of like this. So you put your material there. So now you can pass through cut on this and get a clean cut without hitting a solid surface. So this is something I have been really, really wanting. Now the other exciting add-on today is an air assist air pump. So this is actually gonna have a nozzle that's gonna mount down where the output of the laser basically makes contact with the material that you're cutting or engraving. And this air assist pump will actually blow a stream of air there. And what it's supposed to do, we're gonna find out today, is make deeper cuts, cleaner cuts, move that smoke, that smut, everything else out of the way, which will slightly interfere with the laser, and you'll see it smud over sometimes on your material that you're cutting. So this is supposed to assist the laser in doing multiple things better. Hey, nothing to it but to test it. So let's get this installed. This is going to take me a minute. Obviously the panel's already ready to go. That's very simple. And let's see if these two little upgrades right here make a big improvement on this laser. Okay, that did not take long at all. Now a couple things to note. I had to remove this shield, which typically flips down in the front, so now you can see an exposed laser beam. So that's not a true concern as long as you are smart enough to know not to look in that general direction. And no matter what, whether you have a shield on that or not, you're always supposed to be wearing your laser glasses. So if you're wearing these, you are protected. But just in case that beam were to ever, you know, reflect back out, just keep a note that shield is no longer there. Always have your glasses on. So this just clamps right on the side of the laser. No modifications, nothing needed. I was very pleased with that. And I don't know if you can see, I got a small laser beam shot out right there, and I have the nozzle adjusted just above my workpiece, and it's blowing air right at that tiny little blue dot. So you want to make sure you get that adjusted to wherever the laser is actually cutting. And I just loosely have the tube clamped to the wire that feeds the laser because, so I'm not always going to leave this on here. You can take it off in the matter of seconds, literally. And if I'm doing a lot of engraving, I'll put my shield back on. And maybe if I have higher projects that, you know, you're not actually cutting because you can't, you can just take this pump assembly right back off. Very simple to do. So the hose just connects right to the back, plug it in the front, and it is very simple. So it's just a little, what feels like an air diaphragm pump in there. You can hear it ramp up right there. And now I can actually feel air blowing out over there, and you can adjust how much air that you need. I have no idea about how much air that we will need. That's something we will have to play with and figure out. Okay, I'm just gonna stick a basic letter in there and we're gonna cut it twice. All right, we're just gonna cut the letter A down there. I'm gonna put my glasses on, and this is the control test right here. This is one letter cut out of that 3mm wood with no air assist on. Okay, so I pulled some rough settings off the internet. We're gonna do 6mm a second for the speed, 100% power, and I am seeing a recommendation of 2 passes in order to cut this. So let's hit play and see what happens. Okay, same exact settings with air assist, and I guess I'll go ahead and turn it all the way up and see what happens. All right, moment of truth, and my goodness, I can already see a huge improvement. So before I even touch these, can y'all notice the difference here? Look at how clean that is on the right. I had no idea it'd make that much of a difference. So what you're seeing on the left, that discoloration, that burnt mark, the smut, there is just a huge, and I mean a huge difference between the 2 cuts. Now let's see if they both cut through, but I'm already very impressed. That's a much cleaner look on the right. So these are just rough settings I pulled off the internet. Need to go a little slower. But if you look on the back side, no air assist missed a bunch of spots. It did not cut all the way through. Air assist cut through every single spot except right there. So you can already tell you're getting much deeper cuts with air assist as well. Not to mention, so much cleaner. I can't get over how much cleaner that is. I bet this letter is still probably pop right out. Look at there. I'm having to put a lot more force on the one without air assist. Actually, it will not come out. So close on getting this letter out over here. It's just that one area beneath the bottom side of the A, it didn't quite get all the way through. But I just guessed at the settings too now. But I'm glad it didn't cut them both all the way through. Glad the settings were a little off, because now you can clearly see air assist does exactly what it claims. Let's try that again on slightly slower settings. Okay, so we're gonna slow it down just a little. First cut, no air assist. And I didn't slow it down much. All right, same settings, but with air assist this time. All right, let's see if slowing it down only slightly made a difference. Again, there's just no comparison in the cut here. Look at that. All right, made a difference. The side with the air assist fell right out. The side without air assist still struggling to make a cut through even with a slowdown, although it's very, very close. But look at the quality. Burnt and charred, nice and clean. Wow, that is awesome. Air assist really does work. No doubt. All right, well, we answered the question. Does the Honeycomb grill make a difference for cutting? Absolutely it does, and I love the alignment tool side of it. Does the air pump make a difference on cutting? You dang right it does. Makes a huge difference, especially for wood, which is what the majority of people are going to be using these on as well. But I want to do a fun project. Yes, these things work. I can see them as absolute necessary add-ons for any type of laser. I really love how clean of a cut that air assist gave. But let's do a really fun project, something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. So I went online and downloaded this vector. As you can see, there are squiggly lines everywhere. This is a cut pattern that we are about to make on this piece of wood right here. I've already got it laid out, centered, ready to go. And we're gonna cut all these pieces out. You can actually build with a laser. I think a lot of people think, okay, it's just for engraving, some minor cuts. There's some awesome things you can do. There's some cool files available on the internet. So this is gonna take quite a while to make. This is just the first part. Actually, this box is gonna house what we're about to make. So I'm gonna throw some of this in fast forward and we'll slow it down to the end and I'll show you. And this is actually something I'm making for our outdoor kitchen that we're about to start over at the house. So I want little things out there, little fun things to entertain people, just like you see at restaurants. And I've had some ideas in mind, and this is one of them right here. So let's get started cutting all this wood out. All right, so moment of truth, but we did have an issue. One thing to note, because this new nozzle sticks down so low, it can catch material if it warps. And after I cut all the center sections of this wood out, the wood warped, not the laser's fault, but it caught on this side and actually messed up one of these pieces. And I'm gonna have to figure out how to recut this one piece over here. But let's see. Looks like pieces are already wanting to fall out. All right, really close on our settings for cutting. I think I can work all these out regardless. So this is the piece that got messed up when the nozzle, air nozzle caught and pushed it over. Again, not the laser or air assist fault, this wood warped on me. All right, so I'm gonna pop the last of these few pieces out, figure out how to cut this one, and we'll put this together. All right, so I wound up cutting out an even bigger box. So you can kind of see what we're gonna make here. This is just a very basic box. There's all kinds of files online to make better ones. Now I didn't realize this one needed to be glued together. Not the end of the world, but they make some boxes online that will actually lock together like this and no glue required. I'm probably gonna find some of those files. But in the meantime, I've got a little bit of super glue. Let's go ahead. Start putting this together. Now I know this is the lid because there's a little hinge here, but you can see where I'm heading with this. Before I glue this on, I'll put a little design on here. So here's where things get really fun. I've got another piece of wood laid in here, and I found a program online that allows you to make puzzles. And I have this puzzle slightly smaller than this piece of wood. And we are going to cut all those puzzle pieces out. But we gotta have a picture on a puzzle, right? So I'm gonna click and drag over an actual image that I made of our beautiful oak tree on the property. And we're gonna lay that in there. Same size as the puzzle. Now they are exactly the same. So I can lay this image over the puzzle itself, and I have two different layers over here to cut. So I'll burn this entire image. It's gonna take a long time to do that because of the colorations, but I want a nice deep color on a puzzle so you know how to bring the pieces in. And then the second cut that it'll do will be cutting out all the puzzle pieces. I'm not even gonna record this because I expect this to take potentially a couple hours or more. I really don't know. But we're gonna fire the machine up and let it do its work. All right, so check this out. A custom-made puzzle. And I decided to go back last minute and lightly put the Kelley's Bar and Grill in here so people can know how to put these top puzzle pieces together. But as you can see, there's grain in the wood, so that'll help people figure out how to put the puzzle together. This is our actual oak tree. This is a picture that I took on my phone of our oak tree here. Then I converted the image over to a transparent image and burn it into a piece of wood. So that's awesome. That's an actual photo. And now we have us a puzzle to put together out there at our outdoor kitchen so guests can entertain themselves. All right, so this is about to fall apart on me. There's one last look at it. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is gently break all those pieces apart. And then I've got this nice little box that I made. I might not be able to get them all in here. If I stack them, I think I should be okay. But I can always go back to this file and make an even bigger box. Now what I should have done, this is another emblem that we're playing with for the channel. I should have burnt the actual image of the puzzle out here so people can see what they're trying to build. And what I may do is take this lid off and burn it on the inside. Or either take one of these little wooden cards and burn the puzzle onto it, and people can actually look, okay, this is what I'm trying to build right here. So this was just a fun, neat little project, something to use the laser for. So I see a lot of other channels, they just engrave stuff and that's it. You can actually cut and build with these things as well. And I'm really wanting to get into some acrylic stuff. Think of all the home decor, clocks, things like that you can build. And whenever you get into etching acrylic, now we can light stuff up. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So we're looking to start on our outdoor kitchen area very soon. We plan on doing a lot of entertaining. We're always cooking out, grilling out, going to cookouts, and we want to have people over. So I want to continue to build fun little things like this for that outdoor space. And now somebody can do a puzzle. I want to do some of those little triangles like you see at Cracker Barrel with the T's and just all kinds of little games like that. And they're all going to get personalized with these lasers and give them our own personal touch. So a big thank you to Made the Best for sending out this Dewallie air assist pump, and this Honeycomb cutting area. I really enjoy both. I can't imagine running a laser without either, especially cutting. I had no idea air assist made such a big difference. And then this panel, being able to set your work pieces up, cut all the way through, it's gonna get a heck of a lot of use in this shop, especially as we start getting into that home decor side of things for the house here that's coming up. All right, so if you're interested in this air pump or this Honeycomb grill setup here, links will be down in the description. You do need to verify that the pump can work on any other lasers. The way it clamps on, I believe it's probably more set up just for this or Tor laser, but if you have another one with the same dimensions, obviously it would clamp right on the side. As far as this Honeycomb grill setup here, well, that should work with any laser that has a bed of similar dimensions. So thank y'all so much for watching. A lot of y'all have reached out and left comments that you really enjoy the laser stuff and you wanted to see more of it. So I'm enjoying building, learning, making actual things for the house instead of just playing around. This is just scratching the surface on a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up on the channel as we continue to make things for our home and, well, kind of design our home and our outdoor space for our needs. Catch y'all in the next video.